The city of Santa Barbara expects some much-needed rainfall in the coming months, and potentially a lot of it. While the downpour could certainly bring drought-busting benefits, the rainy season can also raise environmental concerns. Especially at the Santa Barbara Creeks Division, the city is preparing for the challenges that this winter has in store.
Well, the purpose of the city's Creeks Division is to improve creek and ocean water quality through the city. The biggest water quality problem we have is runoff, urban runoff and stormwater runoff. So the rainy season is a big season for us in terms of trying to protect water quality and also trying to monitor water quality.
With this goal in mind, the Creeks Division is hard at work, long before the first raindrops begin to fall. To start, the division conducts a thorough sweep of the city's creeks for trash and other pollutants. During these special staff cleanups, the entire division gets their hands dirty to help keep the creeks clean.
Before the rainy season, we want to make sure we take care of as many of those pollutants as possible. We do significant trash cleanup in the creeks all year long. Right before the rainy season, we go out and we walk from the beaches up to the mountains and remove every single piece of trash to keep the beaches clean and keep that debris out of the ocean. It allows Creeks Division staff to get in and see the condition of the creek as it's changed. We get out there once a year, we get to see the entire length of the creek, and we can see the changed conditions from year to year, where the creek needs attention, where we can make improvements for the creek habitat, as well as restoration efforts to improve water quality.
In addition to clearing the creeks themselves, the Creeks Division also manages a number of projects that will help deal with impending stormwater runoff. Recently installed permeable pavers are one low-tech solution that should make a difference.
Permeable pavers are paving blocks that allow rainwater to pass between them and down into the ground below. And so when it rains, the water falls on top of the pavers, goes in between, and it passes through some layers of rock, which filters the water and also provides a storage space. And then below that rock is the native soil. And the water can then soak into the native soil and be available for plant roots, be available for excess groundwater moving to the creek, and then also replenishing deep groundwater.
To make sure the project operates as advertised, the Creeks Division installs sensors at each site before the rainy season.
Put these in before the rainstorm, drop them down like so, put our cap on, replace this, and wait out the storm.
Once the storm has passed, the water level loggers will provide the Creeks Division with important information.
So if we know that the water level loggers show us that all of the stormwater was infiltrated, we can then estimate the amount of pollutants that were treated and infiltrated.
The Creeks Division isn't only planning to monitor their permeable paver projects. They'll also collect stormwater samples from local creeks when the rain begins to fall. Unpredictable weather requires the division to stay prepared for sampling at any time.
We make sure we have safe access to the creeks at all of our proposed sampling locations. So we're continually trying to test for more emerging contaminants so that we know which ones are a problem. And sometimes we'll hear about a new pesticide or something, and then we'll test for it, and we don't find it. And so that's one that we don't really need to pay too much more attention to. And other times we'll find something that says, oh, we need to develop some PSAs now, we need to do some outreach, we need to do some additional testing, maybe do some grant writing.
While some of the division begins to address the contaminants, other members of the Creek staff head out on the town to see how the city is handling rainfall. The Creeks Division hopes to see that they've successfully educated the community on best management practices, or BMPs.
Best management practices can apply to anybody on any property, and they involve practices that you can exercise or put in place to clean or treat the water before it runs into the storm drain or into the creek and out to the ocean.
BMP checkups give the Creeks Division a chance to see where the city succeeds in protecting water quality and where improvements can still be made.
I think the easiest thing for people to do, if you live near a creek, make sure you don't have any kind of debris in your yard that's going to wash into the creek during the rainy season. Even if you don't live near a creek, same thing, keep fertilizers, paint, oil, things like that in an area where it's not going to be washed away by the rain and get into the storm drain system and out to the creeks.
Between the simple efforts of Santa Barbara residents and the Creeks Division's careful preparation, our city has taken important steps toward keeping our creeks and ocean healthy this winter. It appears that Santa Barbara is well on its way to being rain ready.